joining us for how many years now?
Oh, my many years. We love Tongo, you know. Ah, Tongo! Hey! That is
Yeah,
the little one, Tongo.
what's going on?
The little one, your baby.
Oh man, she sleep right now. She sleep.
Welcome back, Tongo, and 19 New York City Anarchist Book Fair. Again, it's amazing to have you again with us, and we are here to hear your incredible poetry.
Man, much love. Always good to be with y'all. Um, these capitalists eat until the world is blurry to them. These streets are made of saliva. There's some people made of saliva too. They usually got on uniforms. While a crazy man spins round and round trying to make a record out of this mass production jungle, maybe I'll join him. Count, cash, and cry. These streets are made of saliva, and white sheets are worn by a building in which kids are supposed to learn how to read well. White sheets on the highway too. Another mayor needs their head on a pike. One down is just one down. But you tell all this to the masses, and your teacher will pipeline you. They told me I was jewelry. They told me this is jungle. Maybe not jungle, more like 50 machine guns planted in the ground. It's raining faces again in California. What does this say about heaven? What does it say about the people you killed? Waiting lines got so exhausted. A million minds dropped all these faces at once. If the fascists can read the lips of a giant talking in his sleep, we might as well make our demands in prison letters. Today was born the most important trigger finger in the world. Today I begun counting down the pages between now and a pile of books by a tunnel. Chicago is going to walk out of Chicago one day. Babies that drag street signs like old toys. Today the most important letter left prison. Babies that laugh at flags like faces that have disappeared. Maybe I'll join them, but for now these streets are made of saliva. And we raise half full glasses to the basements that meant nothing. And the working poor who live there, we get shot. We get white sheets on California, where the kitchen table likes to talk as much as the walls, and romance on the porch consists of hard residing. I mean, this picture characters talk spit and know that they're hard to kill. The kitchen table knows this. The porch is almost convinced that one down is just one down. This town is coming to town. A circus watching itself. Half distracted, half suicidal, thrilled children dressed as cops, thrilled children preaching and policing and intaking and hiring and snatching your money. This town's coming to town with tough trademarks to follow. Today, I watch capitalism walk on water and people play dead so that they could be part of a miracle. Guided by teeth goes this so-called country. There's a cow's mouth on the flag. A peculiar notepad holds street life dear, but the writer is not here. He's somewhere talking to tombstones about the good old days, or splashing reborn water on his latest face, or wondering how his old gun is doing in the afterlife, wondering how much death trap is in those gas stations. Now, it got to be $1 million a day on this concrete island, new engine in the moon, why it never goes down. I mean, 72 straight hours of night, at least according to everyone's posture around here. 8:30 in the morning is really 30 minutes of closing. The city shuts down for a sleepy rat race. Elevator shoe shuffle to the nearest heaven. Laugh will rest the whole way up. I mean, it's cabs everywhere. In puddles of city and concentrated schools and TV lit warm rooms, the light reveals military fatigue when it hits just right on the ties that are wrapped around the necks of lazy white guys. Empire is too easy, baby. Chant at the walls all summer if you feel like it. Best way for a target to move is shooting back. Running for a tree line made of freeways. Wisdom says against a war machine on Tuesday, you stand no chance, but may we be the last poor people to play it safe. Cow's mouth on a flag. A politician raises his hand, and the crowd shows their teeth. An oligarch raises his hand, little kids are not safe outside. We all hide, depressed, and comrades and function. 15 minutes of closing and the city has survived another black rebellion. We just paying dues by trash fires, not just anybody can set. Hey, don't you love how deadly things whisper in a moment and people kill like feathers fall, everybody screaming inside? The writer knows that death is not a matter of dignity rather than humor. In the house, it smells like roach races, nuclear percentages on torn cells. I mean, here life never was. Just lazy matches and manic inhumanity, hands rushing away from life towards stars. What are we doing here? Surviving for no reason in particular. Because nobody gone far today. Nobody will go far tomorrow. Trust me, hell and heaven cannot count. Strange gardens where second-hand clothes play, and concrete wishes to be human so that it could be accountable, where they find you drenched, and drains wish to be human so that they could be worthy arms for you to die in, Hey, greet them all, grandson. Prepare for the day when every child is kind, but don't say we ghosts didn't write you a poem. Don't say we didn't dig your life. Remember the shotgun by the coat rack that everybody in the house knows how to use. Remember the tightrope made of needles for walking in between driveways and man-made beds. Go ahead, grandson, tune this shit again. Never mind, this country kills musicians first. Broken neck night, scar neck life. If these walls could write lyrics, they say, what's your angle, angel eyes? 30 to 50 rounds pass by on a street with no daughters. This street has no sons, just young prisoners of war in a racist city that means to make capital. And we know so much. We know it all. We were stood against walls. Who's on the third cross around here? Cow's mouth. Salivating over the street. And that is the story of why we aim at teeth. You know, first I should have apologized to the souls of the house because I'm wearing the cheekbones of the mask only, like a pill bottle whose name is yours name tagged on the side of a factory of wrists. I mean, teeth of the mask now, back of the head of the mask now. A new phase of anti-anthropomorphism fending for real faces, stuck with one of those cultures that believes I chose this family. I'm not creative, just the silliest of the revolutionaries. My blood drying on my only jacket, the police state psychic middleman evangelizing for the creation of an unmasses, an unmedgar. Blood of a lamb less racialized, an awesome prison sentence. Right angle made between a point on the Louisiana plantation and a 5-year-old's rubber ball 3 feet high and falling like a deportee plane to complete my interpretation of garden variety genocide. I'm small talk about loving your enemies a little more realistically, about paper tigers and also gold. I need my left hand back, broke my neck on a piano key, found paradise in a fist fight. Maybe I should check into the Cuba line, watching the universe last metronome, some called Black Jacobins. Hey, just wait. These religions will start resigning in a decade or two, some colorfully, some transactionally. In a cotton gothic society, class betrayal, gone glasses. I mean, ironically, my window started fogging over too as I was trying to figure out which Haiti get me through the winter, which poem houses souls, which socialist breakthroughs like taking 10 steps back and finally trying to stand. It's like introducing Gabriel Prosser to the loneliest monk. I mean, I remember childhood. Remember the word childhood being a beginning. Scribbling on an amazing grace, I rented this body from some circumference of slavery. Remember being kicked out the Midwest, strange food theater, lithium in circuses, like-minded stomachs, the ruling class blessing their blank checks with levy foam, with opioid tea, sentient dollar bills yelling to each other, pocket to pocket, cellar stands in the precinct for accompanying counter-revolutionaries. My mother raised me with a simple pain. A poet loses his mind, like the room has weather, or first girlfriend gravity. I mean, the difference between me and you, the madness wants me forever. A pair of apartments defining both my family and political composure. Books behind my back, bail money paved into the streets playing euphoria, euphoria cliche. Bracing for the medicine's recoil, sharing a dirty daily sandwich with my friends, Black Jacobins, underground topography of a grandmother's hands, psychology of the mask now. Teeth of the mask again. I go to the railroad tracks and follow them to the station of my enemies. A cobalt-toothed man pitches pennies at my mugshot negative all over the United States. There are toddlers in the rock. I see why everyone out here got in the big cosmic basket and why blood agreements mean a lot and why I get shot back at. I understand the psycho-spiritual refusal to write white history and take the glass freeway. White skin tattooed on my right forearm, ricochet sewage near where I collapsed into a rat-infested manhood, my new existence as living graffiti. In a kitchen with a lot of gun cylinders to hack up. House of God in part, no cops in part. My body brings down the Christmas. The new bullets, pray over blankets made from the old bullets. Pray over the 28th hour's next beauty mark. Extrajudicial Confederate statue restoration. The waistband before the next protest poster. Hey, by the way, time is not an illusion, Your Honor. I will save your deaths for last. You are witty, Your Honor. You're moving money again, Your Honor. It's only raining one thing. Non-white cops and prison guard shadows reminded me of spoiled milk floating on an oil spill, a neighborhood making a lot of fuss over its demise, a new lake for a Black Panther party. Malcolm X's ballroom jacket slung over my son's shoulder, the figment of village, a new noose to a new white preacher, all in an abstract painting of a president. Bought slavers some time, didn't it? The tangent screeches of military boats and election Tuesday cars, a cold-blooded study in leg irons. Proof that some white people have actually fondled nooses. That sundown couples made their vows of love over opaque piece plastic and Bodax and audiences. I mean, the Medgar Evers second is definitely my favorite law of science. Fondle news clippings and primitive Methodists, my arm changes imperialisms. Simple policing versus structural frenzies. Elementary school script versus even wider white spectrums, artless bleeding, and the challenge of watching civilians think, terrible rituals they have around the corner. They let their elders beg for public mercy. I'm going to go ahead and sharpen these kids' heads in their arrows myself and see how much gravy spills out of family crests. Modern fans of war with their t-shirt poems and t-shirt guilt and me having on the cheapest pair of shoes on the bus, I have no choice but to read the city walls for signs of my life. These little societies, they wander together like hopeful drops of a virus. Citizen testaments bent on offering me a nation of breadwinners to hold me back. Like it's a Brinks, I wrinkle the concrete, sometimes like flesh. My Martin Luther King permanence, turned away from a podium into the reeds like God is a dangerous twin. Malcolm, look, they steal you from the earth itself and suspend you in your broken neck from their foolish euphoria, from the loyalty oath of their gray superstition, loyalty oath of their agrarian reform. I return to my mother completely disrespected. For peeling the heat off of purgatory, they kill poets like me. Walk me away from my poems, never to be heard from again. In this final industrial complex, or bloodlines picked over, picked through, a sport in spiritual death, or your devil, at least half made, police become a pretty word. I'm reading a lynch mob shoestrings like they were tea leaves, teaching you how to write about cities. It's the 25th century in the mirror, people. Tyranny against your chump change. You're a chump to be mocked, even with a gun in your car. A cubit of needlework spelled tune for the proletariat, the relapse ministry. Talented people curled up in a fetal position next to a diamond dime. Just another service day in the theatrics of tea house fascism and a bouquet of surveillance cameras in the poverty of God. New blue eyes, corpses of water, a newly potted presidency, or one big shiny coin, if you ask, animated capitalism and other non-literal voids, killing its white freedom, the deification of hyphens, medicine bread and picture shows, great protests in LA, guess of our ink, drop kicking rose in the graveyard, DC mink like a stone, torn in half to pin advances despite CIA guideposts, despite non-African past and futures, a metaphorical but not surreal day in the horn-ridden life, horn player, improvising king, like a radio prize fight featuring Shango himself, a real hand sweeps the land of racism. May I return to the ground? May I make progress with the gun? On our mother Emmanuel, they put on music that evening. A swinging type body language for you to drink with fermented $5 bills. For your body language, some applause. My past stomach line ain't neither a good thing nor a bad thing, like being psychic on the way to a lethal injection. It'll sit you down with Lady Day. Lady Day leading youth who surrendered their souls to Africa too soon. Potty thought floating in the cup of water, she saved me. Accessing my stomach, accessing the love of the American lynched. Coast leaves wooden avalanche into the wrist. Our mother Emmanuel, avalanche into the sharp keys, pain, or the deal you make with pain. A piano makes sense for them. Laying hands on the world gradually, addressing the bending necks on the streets of the north. Traveler sailing in pain, repeating pain in the north. 10 trigger fingers on that piano if harmony would have me. Putting 100 fights on every direction offered her. Lady Day, leaning on trees again, recruiting the countryside itself, saying, lay your plan on this lightning, make your poems a corner pocket of men. I've greeted the blues itself. America may clean my dead body, but will never include me. There goes the poet, killing without killing. Never mind this little painting of your language. May I be a meaningful lynching, a crow's passing, good and dead by the afternoon. A tour guide through your robbery, they also are. Cigarette saying, look what I did about your silence. Ransom water and box spring gold. This decade is only for accent grooming, I guess. Ransom water and box spring gold. The corner store must die. War games, I guess, all these tongues rummage junk. The start of mass destruction begins and ends in restaurant bathrooms that some people use and other people clean. Are you telling me there's a rag in the sky? Waiting for you, yes. We've written a scene. We set a stage. We should have fit in. Warehouse jobs for communists, but now more a corridor and hallway of walking to our lives. Now the whistling is less playful and the barbed wire overcrowded too. My dear, if it is not a city, it is a prison. If it has a prison, it is a prison, not a city. And its children are charming and brilliant before they are murdered. And God dies there too, running among them. Every poet belongs in Gaza. I'll leave it there, y'all. Much love.
Oh, wow, Tongo.
Wow.
Tongo. Whoa.
Wow.
Super. Thank you for machine gun poetry, like always, Tongo. Thank you.
Right on. Appreciate you.
It's just incredible. You like, we love you. Love. Tongo.
Much love, y'all. Everybody be safe. You know what I mean? Take care of each other, man, and back to work.
Yeah. Love you, Michael. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. It was amazing.
Right
Thank you.
Right on. Much love, y'all.
Much
love
love.
and solidarity. All right now.
Together.
Yeah.